Tonight we are sailing across Lake Michigan.
Look at this bad boy. Land ho.
Sand. This morning, actually afternoon, Kirk's making me and himself
Eggs rancheros and peach slices.
thanks. Oh, what's the matter?
Where's your cup peach?
Oh. This awesome sauce.
It is equal parts sriracha, sour cream, to however much lime you have on hand. This is going to be a spicy meal.
Tonight we are sailing across Lake Michigan.
We've been watching the weather for the past week. There's a big cold front that just moved across the lake, and they have gale force winds up to 40 knots on the east coast of the lake, and we are on the west coast. Wind is going to die out quickly. This front moved in and just sort of swallowed up all of the wind on the lake.
So pretty much we're trying to ride the coattails of this low pressure system.
Yeah.
Before it completely dies out. We don't want to head out too early because then we're going to be in like 25 knot winds, and we're also going to be leaving on a Friday. Well, I don't really believe in that, but it is our first crossing, and we should probably
Heed the superstition of sailors for centuries. It rained like crazy yesterday, and we are absolutely blown away that the sun is out, and it's really, really calm. This is what we are kind of afraid of.
There's got to be some wind out on the lake.
Yeah, we should check the flag. There's a flag that we can check that shows us kind of what the conditions look like near shore on the lake.
It's just out over there, maybe a quarter of a mile. Kirk, the flag is waving. Yeah.
Is that out straight or is it just waving?
No, it's not out straight. It's... Well, now it's down.
I gotta hang the
Radar reflector.
radar reflector.
It's our first big sail tonight.
It's our first big sail.
Ah!
Radar reflector. It's going up. So fiberglass is not very good at reflecting radar because it's porous and it's just a web, a mesh of fibers. So things like your mast are okay, your like furling unit, your radar unit, anything that's flat and solid are okay at reflecting radar, but your boat isn't. So things like even floating gobs of seaweed or a flock of geese or whatever can oftentimes look like a boat. You put this thing up there, and the idea is it is impossible to mistake for anything other than a radar signature
Of a boat.
of a boat,
Of a vessel.
of a vessel. I think it's time for a rum drink.
So you're gonna have a cocktail and I'm gonna go for a run?
Yep. Gonna take the edge off. Look at the moon, it's big. We're gonna have a full moon tonight, almost.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
It's like 1 or 2 nights before the full moon.
So there's definitely still some swell. There's someone else leaving too, but we're not leaving until midnight because we gotta wait for Kirk's dad to come in, and supposedly you're not supposed to leave port on a Friday. So the wind has died quite a bit. We're expecting there to be more. We still got 4 hours until we're gonna leave, so yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed we have some wind.
Waves 8 to 12 feet, subsiding to 4 to 7 feet. Saturday, this is the New Weather Radio KEC 60 in Milwaukee.
Filling the engine, here we go.
I forgot to latch the bathroom door. I just heard it bang.
1971. This is the first time we've hoisted the spinnaker. Look at this bad boy. We're humming along almost at wind speed. 4 knots of wind, 3.78 on the speedo. Lauren's just lounging here like it's any old regular day.
Oh, it's lovely.
Dad, the foredeck man up there. What do you think?
I like it. It's pretty. Nice sail.
We got to do a little trimming, I think, here, but
It's moving us along, right?
oh yeah, we're going along at wind speed.
Where we want to go.
Yeah, in the direction we want to head. Look at this boat. It's an absolute mess. We got
Absolute disaster.
lines everywhere, stuff everywhere. We've had about 4 hours of super rough, crappy swell on the nose. Motoring for the last 3 because there was no wind, and finally we started to see some tailwinds. We tried to hoist a spinnaker and realized we didn't have sheets. Came back with my head between my legs, my tail between my legs. I don't know, something was between my legs. And decided to do some digging. And look at here. Booyah. What do you have to say for yourself? I'd be feeling good now. There's like no waves.
Yeah, I feel much better now, but
It's like a Sunday walk in the park. I know, you're feeling like crap earlier.
because I couldn't do anything, you know, like I
Yeah.
couldn't help. Like everything looks a disaster because I haven't been able to lift like one finger to put anything away, because if I do, then I'm just gonna
No, don't worry about it.
puke over the side.
Crap, I can't get it down. I think it wrapped itself around there once. I was trying to tell you.
Ah, that is the issue.
Oh, I need my sailing boat on.
Ah, that was kind of scary. Landfall in Michigan. Land ho!
Land, sand.
How was your first sail across Lake Michigan?
It's awesome. It's just a long sail, but we had a lot of different conditions for sure.
How long was it?
Let's see, 17 hours? Is that right?
And we're not done yet.
Put the spinnaker up the first time. Rolled around in the cabin trying to sleep.
How about you? How was your first sail across Lake Michigan?
It was pretty rough to start.
3
first-
pukes?
Was it 3?
3? 4?
I
I don't know.
I started to lose track. It was 3 or 4, yeah. In the first, I think it was the first 10 hours. And then the waves dropped from 5 feet to 2 feet, and it made
Yeah.
it much more manageable.
Did that surprise you that you had affected that much by it?
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna be getting sick. Like
There were a couple
haven't
times
gotten
I did
sick yet.
too. I mean, but it was usually below, when I went below deck, and I just trying to walk around down there, and the next thing I know, it's like, oh man, my stomach doesn't like this at all.
Yeah. Usually, if I'm at the helm, I can keep it at bay, but
Yeah.
this time,
Where are we?
half a mile from Pentwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, so we just completed our first 20-hour crossing up the lake
100-mile sail
and motor.
and motor.
We motored what, 4 of 20 hours?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we had 20 knots of wind on the nose, we had absolute calm, we flew the spinnaker, we went upwind, we went downwind, we were in giant seas, we were in calm water, we had a lot of sun, and now we have a ton of these big, scary, like that looks like just a giant scary tornado thing.
It's a little ominous. And I was sick as a dog for the first half of the trip. And that makes me worried.
How sick you were?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me very worried.
Like, am I gonna be able to help do anything? I mean, for the first like 6 hours, your dad slept.
Yeah.
We were switching off at the helm. But then after he got up, like I was down and out for like the next 8 hours.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, if we didn't have him come along with us, like Kirk would have been doing 95% of everything.
I guess you're gonna be making me a lot of dinners and giving me a lot of back and foot rubs.
Like dinners when we're in port.
Sure. Alright, we're getting close here. I want to take this in the harbor. Lauren and I have started celebrating important life events with whiskeys. This is our...
Take your polarizer off. We get more light.
Whoa! Alright, we've started celebrating important life events here with whiskey.
What was the last life event that we celebrated with whiskey?
The wedding, your 30th birthday.
You are mistaken, sir. That is all scotch. This is
Ah,
whiskey. So,
okay,
I guess we're celebrating boat events with whiskey.
got it. First sail across the lake to Lamordu. We had this when we met the
yeah.
bartender in
Louisiana, in New Orleans, on our trip back from California.
and he was a sailor.
He was a sailor.
And we told him about buying our boat.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, take a shot at Tullamore with me at the end of the night.
Yeah, and it was so good. What are we doing here?
Just a tiny bit.
Because we're all super dehydrated from our 20-hour sail.
Yeah, with no food. Cheers.
To a successful crossing of Lake Michigan.